sitting here interviewing Iranians, talking to people around the world, interviewing people who are inside Iran as well over the last few years. It's very evident. It's not always fun to talk about, but it's very evident that a through line for all of us as Iranians around the world, regardless of geography and when we left Iran and age and gender, etc., is loss. We've lost a lot. Everybody's lost a lot through revolution, through war, through atrocities, through exile. And you've lost a lot. Your cousin, your advisor, your close advisor, your brother and sister, your country, your father. What have you learned about loss? And what do you say to your fellow Iranians about how we can overcome it?
That's a very philosophical, fundamental question. What motivates people to remain optimistic and determined, or simply give up? And I think, that's why I often weigh on the word hope, because hope, the way I translate it in my mind, is a desire of something people would like to have, but they're not sure whether they will ever attain it. And we are in a situation, I think, that, and factoring in everything you just said, all the pain, the suffering, the loss, and everything else, I guess that's the cost part of getting to where we want to be, that it doesn't fall from the sky. And in fact, because it has been so costly, reason more not to give up the fight. Otherwise, it would have been all in vain, right? But beyond having hope, and that's what I keep pressing as my message to my fellow compatriots, particularly today's young generation, is don't just hope, believe that you can actually get it done. And I'm not saying this, rhetorically. I actually believe that we can get it done. And we've done it before. We had done it before. Where Iran was then and where it could have been now. And instead of being 50 years ahead, now we're 50 years behind everybody else, at the very least. How can we reduce the number of generations it will take to get back to where Iran should be ideally? And we can only minimize the cost or reduce that time of recovery by coming in full force. Therefore, the appeal that I have to my fellow compatriots is you have to start thinking beyond, we hope to have one day that freedom. We hope to have one day those liberties. Stop hoping, start believing.
Let me come to the hope and belief. But just before that, do you feel like you've gone through so much that you're somehow inoculated from feeling the effects of loss?
You could put it this way as well. But again, I've always been in my life someone who doesn't look back, always looks forward.
You do always say that.
Because I think that there's nothing you can do about what has happened. It has happened. There's nothing you can go back in time and change things. But you can do something about what's coming. So instead of looking back, I'd rather say, okay, what have I learned from it? What can I do this time that is not the repetition of the same mistake? What it is that I can do this time to learn from it. And it's a learning curve. Yes, Iranians have paid a very high price. But I think coming out of the tunnel, we're better for it because we have learned so much more. The simple realization of why it is so important to have a complete separation from religion from state as a prerequisite to democratic order was something that was impossible to teach or explain academically to our society with the mindset they had in 1979. But today they get it fully. They understand it so much better. And they would not have had this wisdom if they had not had to pay all of that price to understand the importance of it today.